Back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer, and we are playing Command Modern Naval and Air Operations. We've just last time had the first couple of shots fired in our little scenario here where we are trying to see whether carriers are still a viable weapon. Now, apart from all of the stuff that you can see over here, what we do know is that I want to point out to these three things down here. So we have two flights of aircraft in the air. There are two MiG-29Ks and there are two F-35Bs just now in the air, and they've just been shot at by these F-16s. So these F-16s just shot at this flight Voodoo over here. They were not successful. They did launch their missiles, but they were not able to hit us. If we were able to run away, they were launching a little bit early. You can also see a couple of our Tomahawk missiles coming up over there, or cruise missiles I should say. It's going to be interesting. Now, we are trying to get our revenge on these F-16s, and for that reason we have this flight of F-35s coming in from here. And I do hope that these guys can't see us. I don't think they should be able to see us. We can see the enemy theoretical radar range over here, but I don't think in practical terms they'd be able to see these stealth fighters. However, our radar dish is not on, so we do not yet... Whoop, sorry, there we need to take a very short break over here because we've just received much more accurate information on the targeting of this second flight of enemy planes. So we now know that there are 4 aircraft in the air and they're pretty close to each other. So I'm not too sure whether we want to continue to do this or whether we might want to change up a little bit. Now, we also know that there's another aircraft up here, this Islander aircraft. It's a fixed wing, it's a small aircraft to be honest, and it's not much of a threat because it doesn't carry any weapons, but it is able to identify certain things, and I'm a little bit concerned about this guy. I think it would be a little bit of a waste to send our F-35s after that because of the... Well, we might actually do that. But on the other hand, it just doesn't feel worthwhile. So I think what we're going to do over here is we will try to see the the MiG-29s. Right, I think what I want to do is take the MiG-29s over to here. That should be fine. We'll tell it to be on cruise speed, so that means that it should have much more fuel left, about 20 minutes. And that's fine, then we can maybe take it back up just after we've dealt with these guys. Let's see whether we can't take out all 4 of these guys. We have 8 missiles, so 2 missiles per enemy should be fine. I think that might be the way to go over here. Although 2 missiles per enemy, is that going to be enough, I wonder? Or shall we take 1 missile per enemy and then sort of try to follow up on the guys that are maybe a little bit more of a threat? These guys might actually be turning north again. Yeah, they seem to be on cruise speed again, so... Whereas these guys definitely, I think, are following... No, they are cruise speed. These guys are still trying to catch our flight over here. They aren't within engagement range, but due to the reasons that we saw last time, I don't think they'd be successful at doing that. Likewise, I want to make sure that our... well, maybe let's check when our flight should be firing. When are our F-13s... when would they attack from there? They would attack pretty early, and that I don't think is a good idea. So we can see that this circle is the theoretical max range of our missiles. It's about 60 miles, and that is not a good idea because 60 miles is indeed their maximum range. But until our missile arrives here, they will have traveled out of range. So it's not actually a good idea to fire that early. So let's have a look at our weapon authorization over here. Is there anything that we can do? Yes, we can. So we can tell our guys to fire maybe a little bit later. So we know that with afterburners, let's actually do the math over here. So the F-16 has a max speed of 920 knots. It will not know that it will be under fire, but it's probably going to be in that vicinity. So you know what, actually that should mean that we should fire at only 40 miles or so. So yeah, let's change the weapon authorization over here. Aircraft, air contact, any air contact, firing range. You know what, let's do 40 nautical miles. That should be it. Right, so now we are still at accelerated time. Let's slow down a little bit over here. So we have fired one missile. That was a little bit silly because this guy will probably be out of range, but we're now traveling closer, so I think that's going to be alright. Our voodoo flight over here, I think we can turn back up towards the north. You know what, we can actually maybe lure these guys back into coming towards us, because that'd be great actually. So we are illuminating them by our radar cone now. And this is the first shot actually fired, I think, in anger by an F-35. At the very least on enemy aircraft. So yeah, that's going to be extremely interesting. We also see our Tomahawk missiles buzzing about over here. Actually, these F-16s might be trying to intercept that. We are faster than they are. And we do have a lot of fuel actually. So you know what? We might actually want to go to an even higher speed over here, even though if that that might increase the chance of them spotting us a little bit. So we need to be a little bit careful with that, and of course flying time is going to go down extremely quickly. And we've also a new contact, a new boogie, so a new potential air contact. Is it? Where is it? Oh, all the way up over here? Yeah, it is. So what's that? That's an maritime patrol aircraft. It's a large aircraft. It's not quite as the other one. It does not carry any weapons, does it? Nope. But it does carry a much stronger sensor suit. So it would be a valuable target, but I don't think we'll be able to grab that. Also, I think we haven't seen this radar installation before. It's a mobile vehicle, so it's not fixed. That's probably why we didn't see it before. But yeah, well, it's just that it's a radar installation. So yeah, we'll need to keep an eye on that for some time. Slowly closing in, but not nearly within fighting range. So that is still 56 miles from where we are. Yeah, but we are getting closer, so I like to see that. And you know what? If these guys are insisting on ignoring us, we are going to try and catch these guys. We'll probably need to stick a little bit further away from whatever these ships are going to be. We know already it's a Pakistani ship, so... Right. Why are you firing? You're still so far away. These guys are turning around now, which is alright. I mean, if they are coming towards us... Where are you actually coming? I think you're trying to intercept this guy. I don't think you have seen my F-35s yet. But you know what? We are firstly going to go to military speed, so that our infrared structure signature is not going to be quite as big. And we're going to run away and see whether they will lead to anything. And hopefully save some missiles as well. Yeah, so one of our missiles has run out. We've sent all of our missiles on the enemy, and now our Lightning over here is on its return to base path. So basically we've noticed Actually, you could engage us, right? You're at least somewhat likely to be able to do that, so you know what, let's try to run away. Right, so we have lost detailed vision on these guys, which is a very significant problem. So you know what, let's try to turn around over here. And try to get a better radar lock. Because right now we've lost good targeting information on them. And that does lead to a situation where our missiles are doing some funny things. Ah, there we go. So more missiles in the air. Which I think means that these guys will probably be out of ammo. What's your typical ammo layout? Your typical layout is going to be, in no circumstances do you have more than 4 AIMs, AM 120s. You might have more sidewinders, but you're definitely not armed with not primarily armed with sidewinders right now. So that means you've lost all your long range capabilities right now. But of course there will be between 2 or 4, I suspect 4 missiles in the air. We can only see 2, but it's going to be 4, I think. So we have to turn you around, otherwise we risk losing these guys. And you want you're going to be on loiter speed, because I think we'll lose vision once our F-35s are turning around. And I don't want to get too close. That's the thing. I don't want to lose the entire vision. And you know what? You need to actually go to afterburner. And I really hope that these missiles will do quite a bit of damage up over here. Afterburner on these things, of course, means they are really low on fuel. So you know what? I think military speed might be enough actually. So these guys up here, these F-16s, have realized that they are under fire now. Probably these AIMs will turn on their active radar seek head right very soon. But these guys know that they are under fire. They're trying to disengage from that. They're trying to have very high offset on the target. There you go. Final targeting is on these missiles. So we'll see whether we'll have any success on any of these 4 aircraft with our 7 missiles in the air. Come on. So here we go. The first one was actually spoofed by some chav. Active radar seeker was spoofed. Final probability 10. So they only had a 10% probability to spoof our missile, and they succeeded. The second one seems to be going not better either. There's a decoy, it has a 10% chance, it fails, but it does have a defensive jammer. That has a probability of 5%, it also fails. So that means our missile over here actually attacked, but with a probability of 95%, adjusted for distance, it was down to 66. They maneuvered on the last second, and we had a final hit probability of 36% only, and we missed. So this one also missed, but we did get a hit. We had a final hit probability of 30% only, but we did manage to hit the enemy, so that's excellent news. And I'm very happy about that. Let's bring our F-35 flight back home. They're out of missiles, they can't do anything here. We can only hope that these guys up there will do some damage, but it doesn't seem too likely. Come on. Just one hit. No hit at all. Okay, so you know what? Go on military speed. Go as high as you can. We should not be able to be. These guys should not be able to catch you. They're actually pretty fast, I have to say that. But we should be faster. And these missiles should run out of steam. Hopefully, I have to say. If they do, we can turn around. So I don't want to go much faster. What are you doing? Going afterburner. I think you are trying to maneuver during the last sort of seconds over here. You guys are engaged defensively. So these missiles are coming towards you and you're trying to get to sort of maneuver around so that they can't hit you. That's unfortunate. I would have hoped that they ran out of steam before. I really don't want to lose a plane over here. Come on, come on, come on. Just run out of fuel. Yes! Come on, the other one as well. Well, it certainly looks like it ran behind us. Yes, and it has run out of energy. That was really tight. Okay, so that means there's one plane over here left. And you know what? These guys can come up over there. Let's try to find that. Let's try to see whether we would be able to engage that. We need to be careful because there's still 2 more F-16s around over there. And we don't have that much fuel left before we need to turn around. But you know what? I think since we can still see quite a lot of enemy aircraft in the air, we are going to start another group of F-35s and come up over here just to see whether we can't get any further hits on these. The earlier we can take them out, the better. Right, so this gentleman, you should be able to launch a couple of missiles on this guy very soon. I don't think he has a lot left. He might have. We only technically saw 2 missiles. So that's gonna be interesting. And these Tomahawks are making their way up over there. You know what? This is very likely to be an unfriendly ship for our purposes. A couple of our submarines are running across. We haven't spotted anything down here. You can see there are quite a couple of helicopters, especially around Queen Elizabeth with this group over here. But yeah, other than that, so there we go. Our Lightnings have launched F-35s. You can just come up over here. And you know what? Do military speed, so you are a little bit quicker. It's amazing how high these guys actually travel. You know what? The normal altitude is 36,000 feet. This guy travels 11,000 feet higher, which I think is essential to allowing it the sort of speed that we can see over here. I'm slightly concerned about these F-16s with my voodoos. I think we are right within engagement range soon. But yeah, our F-35s will definitely be able to withdraw. So you can see some of the principles that have gotten us to get on this scenario already. So we saw the F-35 was apparently a very good weapon over here, right? It's and you know what, these guys, you need to actually... I knew it, damn it! Okay, so let's try to think this through. So the issue that I see with the F-35 is it doesn't carry a lot of weapons. Because it's stealth, it needs to carry pretty much all its weapons within its internal weapons bay. The F-35B, it just cannot carry that much. You can see that at most we can load out maybe 4 missiles, but that would give us a very abysmal range. And that's not the loader that we're using over here, so that's an issue. Right. We have fired a couple of missiles at him. He has fired at us. We are very far away. We are not very far away actually. We are only 40 miles away from him. I don't think that's gonna be enough for it. Would it be enough for us to retreat? Well, on the other hand, we are within mutual range. Let's take a look at the A-12 adder over here. So it's an air-to-air active radar-guided missile. That's good. It's active, so it's acting on its own. It's a little bit fire and forget. All aspect data length, mid-course correction. So yeah, we can fire it and try to run away. Seems sensible to me. You need data link channels actually to work. How many data link channels do you have then? Properties, signatures, fuel. Well, where would we find that? Fire control? No, I don't think so. No, I'm not sure it's actually in. So do we launch just a couple of missiles at this guy and then run away? Or do we run away right away? You know what? Let's try to get them. We're gonna go on military speed over here. Very fast, very high. We can actually launch a lot more missiles on this guy. We have only 6. Why is that? What? Ah, okay, so it's per aircraft, so we can certainly launch at least 3 more missiles at it. And I don't think that's wasteful, because we know that missiles are not that likely to hit. I'm worried about these guys though. He is running away. He is running away. He might actually be out of range soon, and these guys are coming in their respective range. So firstly I want to get sort of a different path, so we're now maneuvering out of his range, hopefully, at least. These guys are still making their turn. You know what, you can come up a little bit up here, and now we are within range. And these 2 missiles are coming at us quite hard. Go to afterburn speed. Just give it everything you have. You're diving so fast. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. It's not gonna be pretty. We're gonna lose a plane. Ah, the first one missed. Come on. Ah, dear God. Thank God. Right, so their 2 missiles hit. Missed. We were able to spoof the first one with the decoy, with the generic chav, as you can see over here. Second one did come through, but it had a final hit chance of about 50-50, and it missed. So now we have our 5 missiles on top of this guy. Let's see whether we are any more lucky than that. First one missing. Second one hit. Very nice. Actually, very, very good one. Right, so what are we doing now? There are 2 more F-16s in the air, and they haven't launched a single missile yet. So even though we are still quite okay armed, I don't think it's worthwhile to stick around for these guys. So what we're going to do over here is run away home on loiter speed. So not on the fastest speed that we can muster. And the reason for that is, while I do think that they will try to catch us, they actually might be coming in for our F-35s. But they won't be able to catch that. I still think about trying to get this guy. New contacts. You know what? If they are ignoring us, let's get over here though. So, on cruise speed. Not come up directly towards them, but slightly differently. This is our early warning helicopter. It needs to be staying closer towards us. They are not engaging us. New contact. So boy, that we have to be careful about. Right, so this guy detected an active sonar buoy over here. It's not a big issue. I think it's probably one of the helicopter groups of one of these ships over here. But it does tell us that there are... Oh, by the way, we can see all of these AA guns over here. That's interesting. But it does tell us that they probably have some anti-air capacity. What are you? A frigate? Yeah, you're very likely Pakistani. We had been warned that other ships might be in the area, but I'm not too sure about that. Another F-16 flight. And that surveillance craft over there. Right. So we did kill 2 aircraft, which is indeed very, very nice. Time is running. Yeah, it is. These guys seem a little bit undecided about what they are going to do, so you know what, let's get out of their way more clearly. Still have some fuel left, and it might just be enough to catch on to these guys. Wait a minute, they are turning. Could of course try to gun down this ship, this aircraft. It wouldn't be the worst idea. You know what? Let's ungroup. Switch to unit view. Let's ungroup you. And let's get you over here. You should still have quite a bit of fuel, so can stay on military speed. And then we're gonna try to catch this guy. And the other one can just carry on homewards. That should be enough. You really are not carrying any sort of stinger or anything? I don't think so. We could run around and just launch a million things at them. But I'm worried. The F-16s are very, very good weapons. Very, very nice history, by the way, to see where they came from in the light fighter program and the fighter mafia. Interesting stuff. These guys seem to be turning around. I'm not too sure that our Tomahawks here are going to be very successful. I think the AA coverage over here is going to be very, very strong. So to me it seems unlikely that they would make any impact over there. But still, worthwhile to try that out. And you know what? You still could potentially reach these F-16s, and that would be so lovely. So please go ahead, try to do that. You're fine. All of our carriers down here are fine. We might actually think about launching one of these guys. Could of course also try to make a run at the enemy ships, but right now I don't think that's the time to do that. We have very little air coverage, and it just doesn't feel like we have enough information about where precisely they are and what exactly they're doing. Right, so let's see whether it will work out that we are maybe gonna get this guy up here. I think we might just be able to do so. These guys are passing up over there. So Yeah, I think we'll just turn you home. 47 miles till you'd be needing to turn around. That's just until you get there, so you know what? Let's return you to base. Right, so that brings us to a very natural stopping point. One of our aircraft is back on its track towards base. One of our aircraft is on its attack path over here, and these guys are trying to close in a little bit, gain a little bit more intel, and then we're gonna see whether that's gonna be any successful. So right, looking forward to see you guys next time. Bye bye.